so now we are going to go through using related channels to both come up with content ideas and to really propel yourself so that you can show up on the side of someone else's video. I'm going to look at how you can look at other YouTubers who are in your space, your niche, and how you can look and see what is going on their channels in order to help you decide the kind of content that you should use on your own channel. It's also a great way to research keywords, which of course we'll be getting to in another week. Okay, so we had talked earlier about looking up how to make a grapevine wreath to figure out what kind of videos were popular in that area. But what we're going to do now is we look up how to make a grapevine wreath, and we click on filter and we go to channel. So under filter, under type, you go to channel. All right, and immediately certain channels start popping up. Okay, so we have Southern Charm Wreaths. Okay, we have Creative Wreaths and Flowers. We have Wreaths by Busy Bee. Here's Rhonda's Creative Corner. Okay, Arlen's Crafty Corner. Deco Exchange. So you can see there are a lot in here. Okay. Here's Mill and Dill, Jane's Front Door. Here's Trends and Gems. Okay, so what I want you to see is that a lot of these don't have a lot of subscribers. Okay, this one has a fair amount. Okay, there's Robin. There's Lisa. Okay. There's Retired and Wreathing. Okay, so there's Santa Marta. So you can kind of see what other people are in your space, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to take a little time, look up your niche. Okay, so let's just take out how to make grapevine and let's put in wreath. We're going to be very specific and we're going to put in channel. Okay, so now we kind of have a good combination of people that are really in your niche, okay? And so what I want you to do is I want you to go through and name the top 10. Okay, so it doesn't mean you have to look at all top 10, but so you want Southern Charm Wreaths, Laura Jean's Wreath Room. These are not necessarily in order by subscribers. Let's see. Let's do by view count. Okay, there we go. So that kind of makes it a little bit better so that you can kind of see who your competitors are. Okay, so Trendy Tree, Southern Charm Wreaths, This Girl Can, Carmen, Glue Guns and Roses, Debbie's, Julie's, Unique in the Creek. Okay, so you just go down and grab subscribers that are at the top of the niche and grab those. Okay, so what you're going to do, and we'll be looking at, we'll actually be looking at some of y'all's channels while we're going through this. So let's look at Trendy Tree for a minute. So when you go on someone's channel, okay, there's a few things that I want you to notice, okay? So right off the bat, when we look at Trendy Tree, there's a few things that I see that we need to fix already. So we don't have what we do up here, and we don't have our schedule. We do have all of our social media, and it looks like they have their shop, so that's excellent. They don't have playlist, so we'll definitely have to fix that. And here's one thing that you absolutely want to not have, okay? So you don't want subscriptions to other channels showing up down here, because there's a chance that someone will come down here and say, oh, let's go see Kali. Okay, so let's look at Kali's channel here for a second. Same thing. So no idea what Kali does just from looking at her background, or kind of looking at what her videos are. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to click on videos. All right, and you want to you want to sort by most popular. So this is how you're going to be able to tell from other channels that are doing really well in your niche what works. So if you're making wreaths and you are, so right, Trendy Tree, they have supplies, they make wreaths. Excellent, excellent one to follow. So what you want to do is you want to go and see, okay, what's popular for Trendy Tree? Well, poinsettia, so it looks like flowers are very popular. Look here, flower, flower, flower. Okay, this is the Christmas tree basket. So it looks like Christmas is popular, but here again, flower, 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 flower. Another flower. Here is a ribbon. So we talked about that before. So ribbons, bows are going to be popular if you are in the wreathing industry, okay? So you can already see here that anything that has to do with flowers is very popular for Trendy Tree's audience. Okay, and one thing you have to understand about YouTube is that by having people come to watch your channel is not taking away from someone else's channel, because on YouTube it is more a collaborative space than it is, say, somewhere else. Okay, so let's go look at Southern Charm wreaths. Okay, excellent. So look here. Let's look and see. Okay, so she has her free bow tutorial up here. Excellent. She has what she does, and she has when she's going to be live. Excellent, excellent. Okay, she has playlist, and her playlists are the way that you should put them, as in keywords. Okay, how to make deco mesh wreaths, how to make patriotic wreaths, how to make lantern swags. So she has something about her membership group. She has wreaths and decor. So these are all really excellent. Okay, she also has a video right here when you first start off. Okay, so let's go to her videos. Let's sort by most popular. So let's see what is most popular for Julie. Okay, so tulip, whoop, right there, bow. Okay, so deco mesh ribbon streamers. Here's Christmas. Oh, there's a good one for her, Etsy tips. Lantern swags. There's another bow one, so 2 bows. 3 bows. Here's another bow. Okay, so lantern swags are popular for her. Bows are popular for her. Okay. All right, so she has, see, there's another lantern swags. Excellent. Okay, so so for Julie herself, what she would want to do is she would want to come in here and see what is performing the best on her channel and make more content like that. For someone who is just starting out and wants to achieve the audience that Julie has, then you want to come and look to see the types of things that resonate with your audience. Okay, so let's look at This Southern Girl Can. Okay, so I really like watching this person. She really is quite creative. But, okay, you can tell what she does. DIYs on a budget, this girl can. She has a lot of subscribers. However, she has absolutely no playlist. So if someone comes and looks at her channel, it's not nearly as easy for them to binge watch her content as it would be if she put those in. Okay, so let's go to her videos and let's sort by most popular. Okay, so she does kind of DIY on a budget. So a lot of her stuff is either Dollar Tree or she hand makes it. So the types of things that are going to be super popular on her channel may or may not apply to your channel. However, if you are a wreath maker or something along those lines and you don't want to show people how you make exactly what you're making, you could take your normal projects and show how to do them kind of on a Dollar Tree budget. That's one way that you could attract more people to your videos. Dollar Tree, anything with Dollar Tree is always popular on YouTube. Anything budget conscious is popular on YouTube. So she has DIY candy, both of these. She has doing wreaths with Dollar Tree supplies. Okay, she did a cooling rack with the Dollar Tree. Here's Easter Dollar Tree. She did do a flower, but majority of these is all projects that she did with Dollar Tree items. So you can see, okay, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree. See, this was a Dollar Tree. So you can kind of see how she has attracted her audience. Okay. Okay, let's look at Carmen. Okay, so once again, here's the problem. So we have no idea looking at this channel what Carmen does. We also don't really know what she makes because she doesn't have sections. Let's go see what her most popular video is. She did an Easter bunny. Let's see. Another Happy Easter. Okay, so it looks like for her, Easter is by far the most popular. Okay. This is another good one. Glue Guns and Roses.
Hey, I'm Megan, and
okay, so she has exactly what she does. Glue Guns and Roses, DIY decorating, and she has home updating, and look at this. Well, she doesn't have many playlists, but she does have them listed down here. Okay. So she is taking advantage of playlist. All right, and let's go look at what her most popular is. Okay, farmhouse, bathroom decor, farmhouse decor, farmhouse. So it looks like the most popular thing for her is farmhouse, rustic, farmhouse, farmhouse. Okay, so that's another good point. So if your business and your products tend to go towards the farmhouse, then really that's the audience that you want to capture. So you want to do a lot of things that would be related to that audience, that would capture that audience. Okay, so let's look at my channel. Okay, so I have up here what I do now. I don't have how many days and what times. I am on, I do need to fix that. I do have all of my categories here. Okay, but let's go and look. Okay, and let's sort by most popular. All right, so bows and the candy cane, Dollar Tree, the summer curly. This was actually my very first video. Let's see. Ah, yes. So the sunburst and actually lemon sugar scrub. Okay, so you can see kind of what's popular on my channel. A lot of it is Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree. Let's see. This is a Dollar Tree. All right, so I have 2 flowers, this flower and this flower. I think those are probably the only flowers I ever made. But you can kind of see what is popular on my channel. So you can go and look at any of the channels that are in your niche to figure it out. So let's look at sewing. Okay. So we went through wreaths. Let's go through sewing. Okay, so when you go to this, the first thing you want to do is click filter channel. All right, and then you want to go back to filter and you want to do view count. Okay, so you want to get the ones that have the most so that you can see, because the people who have the most subscribers are going to have the most content. They're going to have content over a long period of time. So you can kind of get an idea of what is working on their channel, and it can give you ideas of what you can make content on. Okay, so here's someone who sews her own clothes.
Email.
All right, so she has all kinds of different videos, but let's just go look at her videos and let's sort by most popular. Okay, so how to downsize jeans. She did a backpack from scratch. Let's see. How to make patterns from your clothes. Okay, how to buy fabric. See, these are excellent ones. So if you were someone who did sewing and you wanted to teach people how to sew, there would be all kinds of things that you could do, all kinds of content you could make. How to buy fabric. What kind of thread should you use? What kind of needle should you use? What could your machine be? You know, how do you do this? How do you do that? So there are a ton of things that you can do videos on no matter what your niche is. Okay, so let's look at another channel with sewing.
New email.
Okay. Okay, here's one who does sewing, quilting, crafting, cooking, baking, organic. She does a lot.
Hey, it's Vanessa, the Crafty Gemini.
All right, so here she is very good about saying what she does. Here's her online shop. Excellent. Look at how many subscribers she has. She has created playlist. Awesome. Okay, so you can get a sense when you go to people's channels who are doing really well, what's working for them. So you can see how having this up here, having this down here. So these are created playlists. So she has different types of playlists here that you can kind of look through. Okay, so this encourages people to binge watch. This is what helps make them successful. So let's look at her videos, and let's sort by popularity. Okay, so zipper pouch tutorial, how to make a pillowcase, knitting. Oh, this is cute. Fabric box and basket, zippered box, an envelope pillowcase. Okay, so you can see the different kinds of projects that she does. Here's a fabric basket. Let's look at one more. So again, she has created playlist. Okay, and you can't really tell what she does from up here. All right, let's sort by her videos here. Okay, so she's been on a very long time, 6 years. Okay, so a reversible handbag, pillows, handbag. It looks like she makes a lot of handbags. So that's very popular for her. See? Handbag, another pillow. Okay, so the point being, what you want to do is you want to take your niche and you want to come to YouTube and you want to first identify who your competitors are, okay, possible collaborators. Let's kind of think of them that way, and see what's popular for them and think of the kinds of projects that you could do that would attract the same type of audience. So you really need to look at the competitors and see if they do the kind of things that you do. So if you look at one competitor, and even though they might be in your niche, they don't really do something that is kind of like you do, then you would probably want to look and see if there was someone else. Okay, so let's look at, okay, so the point is, what I want you to do is I want you to get on YouTube and start your research. So the first thing you're going to start your research on is how to get content on YouTube. So you're going to use the tools that I just showed you. So go search for a topic in your niche, make it pretty broad, and then look for channels and look for the most views so that you can get channels that have a good amount of content and you can see what has worked for them over time. So then you want to take those ideas and you want to come up with content ideas for your own channel. Okay, so remember, it does not have to be you showing how to make your product. So if all you're doing is selling product, then it could be a lot of things. It could be you showing how to use your products. So let's take, for example, the sign maker. So the sign maker, if the sign maker doesn't want to do things to create with the signs, they could have collaborate with other YouTubers who are in that space and send them signs and have them do videos for their channel. So there's definitely a possibility for that. You can also show various ways that your product can be used. So if we were still talking about signs, right? So you could do how to make a big bow and just use the sign without having to put it on a wreath. You could how to make a door hanger out of your sign. There's a lot of different ways that you can use the signs. So you might want to show different ways that it can be used to decorate in your house. You know, different ways that you could use it, different gift ideas for the signs. And so what you're trying to do is get your audience who is interested in either making signs or using signs to come and watch you so that they'll get interested in your product and then go want to buy it. So that's what you're doing. For wreath makers, it could be how to make wreaths. Okay, you don't have to show them everything. You just give them a little bit, just snippets. Okay, so if you don't want to do groups and all you want to do is sell your product, then there's a ton of things that you could do related to your product. So what the good quality is on your product, how to display the product, how to hang the product, where it should be hung, where it shouldn't be hung, how it should be stored. There's a lot of things that you can do. But to remember, what you want to do is have value added content. So you want your content to be something that is either going to teach someone something or it's going to help them in some way. Because first you have to get that trust and you have to get people interested in coming back. Okay, and then once you have them coming back, then you can start directing them to buy your products, join your list, things of that nature. So with this first method, all I want you to do is spend a little time figuring out who your possible collaborators are on YouTube and see what it is that they're making content on and see what kind of ideas that's going to give you for content for your channel. We're going to look at keywords everywhere next. Okay, and we're going to be using these tools both to come up with content ideas and to come up with keywords. So you'll be using these tools again later in the course.